I know, like so many people, you probably think that you can't meditate because you can't quiet the thoughts in your mind, or you tried to and it just didn't work for you, so you never went back to it. But one class with me and people say that all goes away for them. And that's because I give you a number of steps that you can do to address the biggest problems that people have when they try to meditate, such as the constant running thoughts in their head. My guided meditations incorporate the movement of your internal energy, or what the Chinese call your qi, and it allows you to put your mind on a path that will help you to get away from the distractions and actually achieve your joy or bliss, or whatever it is that you're looking for in meditation. But more importantly, the exercises that I show you will allow you to have success in any of the meditations that you do, including the most difficult, such as the mindfulness meditation. Now, in over 20 years of teaching meditation, I've noticed there are a number of things that get in the way of people having success in meditation, and we're going to go over the big ones here. And at the end of this, you'll have a much better perspective on why you couldn't meditate in the past and how you'll be able to going forward. So I'm going to go to screen share so you have a visual for what I'm talking about. And at the end of this, you'll have a step-by-step guide on exactly what you need to do for this. To begin with, one of the things that I notice is that people try meditation when they're under some kind of stress because they know meditation is supposed to help with this. But when they sit down and actually try and quiet their mind, and they can, they think that they're not able to meditate or that they're doing it wrong and they quit. They're also flooded under these circumstances with a ton of negative thoughts that makes them feel more anxious and stressed afterwards, and they become so frustrated that they don't ever want to try it again. So it's important to realize that nothing you do under these circumstances is going to go well for you, let alone something that you're trying to do for the first time. Think about how well you do when you're playing a sport that you're good at when you're stressed out like this. Yet people are under the impression that essentially because they're doing nothing, that they should move from a state of stress and anxiety to some magical bliss just because they're closing their eyes. So it's not going to work like that. And it's important to also know that meditating successfully doesn't mean that you're going to be traveling through dimensions or anything like that. It's just the feeling in where your mind goes quiet, yet you have awareness. And any other experiences that you have with a higher consciousness is a bonus, that when that occasionally happens, great. So I have a number of steps that you can take prior to your meditation so that you can have a good experience each time that you do it. But most importantly is to try to do it under a better state of mind and realize that it's something new and allow for a learning curve. Now, when people do my guided meditations, that curve is flattened and they have a great experience right away. But what we're talking about here is how to do this even just with sitting down and to find your quiet and calm in a way that will translate to your everyday life. Because these distracting thoughts are the same ones that flood your mind when you're trying to be creative and you're having difficulty, or you're trying to sleep and you can't, or when you're trying to focus at work and it's hard. And they're also the thoughts that come up every time that someone or something frustrates you. And this is the real power of these exercises as well as meditation, because it can help you to overcome that. Now, there are a number of things that we can do, and the first, to give you an example, is what I call gratitude training. It's been shown that if you think of the things that you're grateful for 30 days, you can change everything in your life. And it actually makes a shift in your nervous system, even doing it just one time, that can raise your vibration and lower your brainwave frequency and allow you to think more creatively and less in fight or flight or in anger or anxiety. And what I do for you is map out 5 categories of the most powerful things that people are grateful for. And there's a checklist that you could go through just by answering some questions to really develop the feeling in your body for that gratitude. Examples are a baby or a child that you enjoy spending your time with. So if you think about the feeling that you have when you're playing with your own baby or your niece or nephew or your friend's child, you often forget the other things that are happening in your life and time just flies by just because you're enjoying their company. Another could be a pet that makes you feel good, and a third could be a place that you like to go, such as a beach or a vacation or something like that. We start our meditations just thinking of that for a minute or two, and it already sets you off in a much better place to have success, finding your bliss and relaxation and getting all the benefits of meditation. The next one I found that would be really helpful in my classes is deep breathing exercises. And this does a number of things for you physically, emotionally, and mentally. First of all, it increases your white blood cells in your brain, and that helps you to focus and be more motivated to take the steps to meditate. But it also puts your mind in a much better place emotionally. This allows you to quiet the noise in your head and that is preventing you from having good meditations. And if you're having a real hard time, like with a lot of stress or something like that, you can also count backwards while you're doing this, because you can't think, focus on your breath, and count at the same time. And I usually like to pick a random number like 27 and count backwards from there. This is a way of starting to take control of the thoughts before you put them on the path, which is what we're doing when we go into our meditations. And if you want to step that up even further, you could deep breathe essential oils, such as my favorites for meditation are lavender, frankincense, and peppermint. And the reason why is because lavender is very relaxing, frankincense can help to open your mind and your pineal gland, and peppermint can give you more mental alertness. So if you pick one of those and try it and see how your experience is, they calm your mind, and people in my classes always go to a much deeper place when I diffuse them. But you don't even have to go that far. You could just deep breathe them right out of the bottle. So just starting your meditations off like this will create a whole different experience for you than what you've tried in the past. And we also bring these exercises into our everyday life, and that's when they become a real game changer. Another thing we do is called focus training. And this starts with just 30 seconds of your day strictly focusing on just one thing. And the idea is to feel what it's like to give 100% of your energy and focus into doing something. And I always like to start out with small things, such as sweeping the floor, or drawing something simple like a house, or focusing on your breath, which is the idea of mindfulness. This is because focus is like a muscle, and the way you build it is how it acts. So if you build this muscle not to allow for distractions, it will give you more of that. But if you build it to be scattered and all over the place, it will continue doing that. And in our modern world that's full of advertisements and apps and emails, texts and phone calls, all fighting to get your attention, this can cause big problems. This is called content switching, and it's one of the things that are responsible for a lot of the anxiety, depression, and lack of follow-through that's happening in our modern times. People who do these exercises are shocked at how small their attention span will last doing something simple, and that's something that plagues your creativity. I've seen people who do this for just 2 minutes, 2 times a day, reap huge benefits from it in their meditations, but also in their life, because it creates an awareness that, or parameters and a boundary that makes you realize what you want to do and what you want to accomplish out of your life, and realize that those distractions are all getting in the way of that. And you could do these exercises with things that you're already doing as well, such as your work or listening to your partner, where you pick just 5 solid minutes where you give 100% focus on that. So imagine how happy your spouse or your partner will be for doing that. So the focus training is also done as a mindfulness exercise. And what these and the other exercises in my seminars do for you is what I call a bailout or interceptor thought. And that is when you're in your meditation and your thoughts start running, they bail you out with these exercises because they bring you back to your state of focus so you can achieve success in your meditation. So what that looks like is if you have the running thoughts, you remember, oh, here's that, and I'm going to go back to my deep breathing or my focus training or my visualization or my gratitude, picking one of those to keep you on the track where you need to be in your meditation. It's also part of a bigger training that allows you to learn how to be in the moment, which I would say is probably one of the most important things you can acquire as an athlete, a business or salesperson, or an artist, or so many of the other types that I've worked with. So if you think about if you're a professional fighter and you get punched in the face and you're upset about it, hanging on to that because you've made a mistake, instead of moving on to what's happening next, what do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to get punched in the face again. And this is an example that can be used in any sport. If you're a receiver and you're mad that you missed a perfect pass to you, how do you think that's going to affect the next one coming to you? So in all aspects of your relationship, your life, your work, and your health, if you're hanging on to even your immediate past and not in the now, more of that is going to happen, and you're going to miss out the next things that are there for you. And these exercises will show you how to do that and to be in your flow and your creativity and all that. Another thing that I like people to do is to help them find their why. And what this means is, as an example, for every person that goes to the gym, you could probably guess that for at least some, if not most of the time, they don't exactly feel like being there, but they still continue to go. And that's not because they're enjoying lifting weights so much. It's usually because they want to look a certain way. And that might be losing weight or gaining muscle so that they could fit into a suit or a dress, or when they're just standing on the beach. This is called their why. So at this point, there are hundreds of proven benefits of meditation, and even more that are not proven, that everyone feels once they start meditating regularly. Some of the proven benefits that are my favorite are that Harvard Science has found that the size of your brain actually increases in just 6 weeks with brand new meditators. Other studies have shown a regular practice of meditation actually helps you to lose weight and balances your hormones. It increases your left and right brain connection, helping you to be more creative and compassionate. And it can also decrease the size of your amygdala, which is a part of your brain that's responsible for your defensiveness, your fight or flight. It also helps you to be more insightful, increasing your intuition, and can help you to sleep better, and so many other things. I've put together a list of the 20 most powerful proven benefits of meditation with the breakdowns of the important points of the studies and the sources, and many other benefits that are not proven but known to people that will feel it almost as soon as you start doing it regularly. So this will allow you to develop your why going through these and picking just a few of them so that you're motivated to meditate when you don't feel like it, and develop a regular practice of continued meditation where you've fallen short in the past. And these are also a bailout as well, because while you have the scattered thoughts, you could go back to focusing on what you're doing this for. And there's a new one of these almost every day in my meditation seminar, along with actual techniques, guided meditations that make every person have a great experience. That took me over 20 years of putting this together, trying to figure out why people weren't having a good meditation and ensure that they have a good experience, along with everything I learned from studying with monks while living in China and Thailand, and enlightened masters that I studied with while I was in India, and also living with shamanic healers down in Central and South America. So I don't believe it's laziness why people don't meditate. I just think they don't understand the specific benefits for them and where to start. I say this because if I could give you a pill that offered you improved brain function, better sleep, better intuition, weight loss, better hormone function, and so much more, but you had to sit for 10 minutes so that it could work, the question is, would you do it? And for most people, the obvious answer is yes, which tells me that the bottom line is you want to meditate, you just don't know how to do it successfully. And that's what we go over in this seminar. To top this off, I also offer many guided meditations for you to follow that people tell me they've never been able to meditate until they tried these. And that's because I developed a way to incorporate the practice of moving your chi within the meditation so that your mind and body have something to do and a path to follow so that they don't get distracted. So you'll learn in these meditations how to identify and cut energetic ties that you didn't know were holding you back, and release the stagnant energy that's holding you back as well, that either you're holding on to from emotions or thoughts, or perhaps that people put on you. And releasing these will allow so many things in your life to flow much better. There's a technique, a guided meditation with energy work almost every day in addition to the lessons, that shows you how to bring positive energy and manifest the things that you want in your life and remove the things that you don't. This is about frequency and vibration, which so many of our important minds have spoken about, such as Nikola Tesla and Da Vinci and others. And by themselves, these will offer all the proven benefits of meditation and so much more. People have been telling me for years that they're finally able to meditate regularly, but they're also enjoying it, and it's become the best part of their day. I also give you the best positions to meditate in, when to do it, how to do it, exercises that you can do, posture, many different breathing exercises, and what are the energetic systems of your body and how to activate them, including your chakras, your energy body, and your aura. And it's all done in under 10 or 20 minutes a day, including the meditations. And you'll have a checklist of exercises and techniques of what to do every day and when, along with the guided meditations, and you'll have that for life. The work we do here in the exercises in the seminar is essentially to eliminate thought, worry, anxiety, and how to get out of those thoughts, not just in your meditation, but in your everyday life as well. And this is done with exercises, practice, and continued learning, and what to focus on and spend your time doing in a modern world that's full of anxiety, depression, unrest, and so many broken systems. Now, I've never seen a meditation seminar that addresses the biggest problems that people are having when they try and sit and quiet their minds, such as the constant running thoughts. And in over 20 years of teaching meditation, I've developed so many exercises and hacks that can allow you to have success in your meditation. And when you do, it will help you in so many other areas of your life, such as your business, your relationship, your hobbies, your sport, and attracting better people and better situations into your life. Now, just like working out can spark a positive change in your health and nutrition, meditation, when done properly, can do the same thing for your life, as I've seen it have in so many instances in the past of people taking my classes. Now, these are meditations that I've learned from monks while living in China and Thailand, as well as shamanic healers while living in South America, and I'm thrilled to pass them on. You're 21 days away from having a successful practice of meditation that can benefit you mind, body, and spirit. Now, below I have a link for a sale that I'm having on my meditation seminar that boils down to it being less than the cost of a night out for dinner, and this can actually change your life. So check that out, and I'll see you in the first session.